What's up, people? Today I have a serious question for you. Have you ever wondered what happens when an inmate and the guard gets into it? Tonight in this video, what I want to actually do is expose to you what a black correctional officer has to go through on a daily basis, along with the different challenges that we have to face. Now, it doesn't matter whether it's because of gang affiliations or race dynamics. There's a certain group of inmates that makes the job of a black correctional officer basically unbearable. Maybe not unbearable, but extremely difficult. I want to point out the reason for the tension between black officers and this specific inmate group. You see, in this line of work, even the officers have to earn their respect. But as far as a black correctional officer goes, this specific group refuses, for some odd reason, to give us their respect. And you'll be surprised once you hear who it is. So what's up, people? Welcome back to the Guardian File. Before I go any further, make sure you hit that like, make sure you hit that sub. And at the end, if you find the video entertaining or informative, don't hesitate to share it. Now let's get into it. Now, being a correctional officer, prison guard, etc., whatever you want to label it as, there's nothing physically difficult about it. But you have to be mentally strong to stay in this line of work. It can be extremely frustrating. And a lot of times you show up to work and just ask yourself why. Why couldn't I do better in school so I wouldn't be in this position that I'm in now and having to work here, even though it's fairly decent money? So this is what I'm saying. It's not a job that I'm excited to go to, but nonetheless, it's my job. But one thing I've noticed that while working in the prison settings for probably close to 20 years now, one thing I've noticed is that for the most part, if you respect the inmates, they'll give you the respect in return. A majority of them. The Hispanic guys, for the most part, are respectful. Even though they hate us as black people in general, black officers, they can't stand us and they look down on us. And they don't say it, but we can tell. The white guys are the most respectful ones. Surprisingly. As far as other races goes, you're rarely, well, at least in the federal system, you could probably count on two hands how many people that are of Asian descent that's locked up in the federal prison. For the most part is Hispanic inmates, white inmates, and the actual group that gives us as black officers the most difficult time. That group would be the black inmate. And you would be surprised that since you're a black person working in this field, you would think that the black inmates would give you at least the same amount of respect that the other inmates do. But obviously that's not the case. You see, for some odd reason, once we decide to go into a job like this, as a black person going to a job like this, for some odd reason, the black inmates feel that we as black officers are supposed to turn a blind eye to every single thing and not do our job to the fullest when it comes to them. They feel like they can talk to us any type of way. For instance, I'll request, even though there's no such thing as me requesting, I will order an inmate to do such and such in a request type of way, just out of respect. I'll get a lot of pushback from a black inmate, a lot of talking back. But guess what? When that Caucasian officer or Hispanic officer demands that this same inmate does something in a totally disrespectful way, there's no friction, there's no pushback from that inmate. And this is a common thing. And for the longest, I couldn't understand why this was. But see, a few years into my career as a correctional officer, it finally clicked on why we have such a difficult time with black inmates. It's simply because they believe that we as black people in this position owe them something, and we should turn a blind eye to every single policy or rule that they break. I understand why. I'm not going to be disingenuous in that like I don't understand why. But that shouldn't be the fact. Especially if you treat every single inmate the same way. And that's my goal coming into a job like this. I'm a strong believer that if you want some type of change when it comes to like police, you have to do it from the inside out. And the change comes in the form of me giving every single inmate, along with the black inmate, everything that they have coming. Nothing more, nothing less. Because a racist officer will probably show favoritism to one specific group instead of treating them all equal. And that's basically, in essence, what the black inmates want us to do as black officers. Show them favoritism. Because we supposedly can relate to one another because we have the race that's in common. So there's a sense of familiarity there. Now, should it be this way? Obviously not. That's just the way it is. All right, here's a small example of what I mean. Now, there's over 1,600 inmates in one institution. With me working in recreation, I'm not familiar with every single inmate unless I see them on a regular basis. So I don't know every inmate's name. But out of respect, because I don't want to label them as, hey, inmate, when I know you have a name. Instead of saying, hey, inmate, come here, I stated, hey, bro, let me holler at you real quick. And he got offended. 10 minutes later, I hear a white officer say, boy, come here. He ain't giving no pushback whatsoever. And that's a common thing. Don't let anybody fool you. They will defecate on the black officers, make their jobs difficult, or the black male officers, make their job difficult, and won't give any pushback to any of the other staff members that's outside of the race. It's almost like respect is embedded in their heads when it comes to them, and they know that they better not talk back. So yeah, that about sums it up. The black inmate is the most difficult group of inmates for the black officers to have to deal with because of the sense of familiarity and feeling like or believing that the black officer owes them something. And if that black officer doesn't fold, he's viewed to them as a sellout, Uncle Tom, Sambo, all those good things. But our main focus as black officers is to make sure that everything is fair across the board. Every single inmate gets every single thing that they have coming and not showing any specific favoritism towards one specific group. Make sure you hit that like and sub button. Until next time, I'm out.